Hello again, my fellow Tipicians. It's before midnight South African time, and now it's 23:08 p.m. South African time. The day is the 29th day of the 10th month, 2018, and this is our part 6 of the title that you are looking at right now, since we had a fifth part earlier today. Like I said before, that we will have many parts of this sharing. There will be more things to share about, because at the end of the day, we have to prepare ourselves for what's ahead of us, either good or bad, but we must stay ready. Um, we will be sharing something in connection with the banking and monetary system. I hope many of you are familiar with this saying of Henry Ford. When he was concerned about the system, that should it happen that one day, if people could realize that exactly what is the whole setup of their system, then there will be actually a revolution one day. And when you look at the current situation of the banking system globally, also the monetary system, it looks like it's hitting there, but though in a different approach. But at the end, it's hitting there because we also have now BTC, which is Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies, of course. So people are beginning to wonder, and they're also realizing that no, they were trapped in this monetary system and banking system. So these are the words of Henry Ford. I'll read it for you. He said something here that it is well enough that people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system, for if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. That was the words of Henry Ford. So, when the federals or the elites planned their things, they plan at the same time they will have a concern that should it happen that nations of the world rise, and they can even give you the answer, like here they say they believe that there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning, should it happen that people realize that they were trapped in the scarcity mind, which is true. If someone didn't do something right, of course, at the end of the day, that particular one will be concerned, you know. And they were aware when they launched the whole setup 100 years ago. Even to this day, it is still haunting them. So that's a great concern, you know. So now, I would like us to continue, since earlier we discussed many things. Okay. So here we go again in our sixth part. of the whole setup, meaning a guide on how to go about certain things, since we know that time is running out. Time is running out for who exactly? For us or for the system? For us as well, of course, because we have those who are not ready as yet. Time will run out for them as well. And then we have, of course, the system, the current financial system globally. Time is running out for them. So many people now are aware of that since the governments were in control of the whole banking system and monetary. Of course, something is currently taking place, okay? And then on the other hand, we mustn't forget that with the pharmaceutical industry, from day one, it was never brought here for helping us, but it was brought here to kill us, because I don't remember these medications under pharmaceuticals. I don't remember even one day whereby a person was saying, I have been cured, but the words that are currently used is that if you have a certain disease, it can be controlled, but it cannot be cured. That is the language of the day. But you wonder that outside the pharmaceuticals, some of these diseases, even the ones that were mentioned that they cannot be cured, but outside the pharmaceutical arrangement, some of them and some of the people around the globe, they've been cured. So you start asking yourself that who is lying between the solution and those who are claiming that some of the disease cannot be cured. So this is another thing that we should look at it. And just to add something on that, sometimes we don't get ill because of the food that we eat. Sometimes, I didn't say always. It's because of our way of eating that also contributes a lot. And what exactly are we eating? That's another thing. I'll make one example. Contaminated water, that is too dangerous for any human being under the sun, because that water is contaminated. It's a tap water. So, but some countries in Africa, Europe, and Asia, they are beginning to divert from tap water, and now they are now embarking on the cluster water, purified water, some mountain water, some they even have equipments to drain out their own water from the ground, which is in South Africa we say they have boreholes. Okay, of course, after you've drained out that water, it will go through some stages up until that water is pure and clean, because you can't just drink it like that straight from the ground. You have to put it away for some time so that the water can separate itself from if there was a soil or dust or something. But today it's easier because we have some filters to clear that, also to purify that water. So, and we mustn't fool ourselves that the system is still in place, the elite system. That system, it's done, it's gone. And the future, it's no longer far, but the future, it's so near, very near. So here's the question again. I always ask this in my last 3 live stream broadcasts. Are you ready? Have you prepared yourself? Since we know that where is the system heading? Not our system, but the elite system. Okay, so earlier we mentioned that in other lands, people, they've learned as far as understanding that what is coin-based, but they are not in favor of it. Okay, and then pensions in other lands, they are no more. Only few countries are now receiving those government grants, but we know that it won't be long. So, wow, or what is the way forward? Okay, people should learn to stand up and do things by themselves and for themselves. I'm happy that the community that we're involved with around the dope, which is the Billion Coin, has solutions, has other mechanisms on how to go about certain things. Okay, so people themselves can do something before it's too late, especially now. That is why we keep on reminding them that, have you prepared yourself? Wow, what is happening? You know, we remind people and we want to engage them into these things because we realize that much of the education was never brought to them during the presentations or when they were invited into this community, though not all of them. So we have to take that stand and build them and teach them to build others as well. As soon as we are on that level, we know that everyone will be covered within this community. So, we mentioned cryptocurrency, right, as the solution, of course, because there's no other solution. We all know that cryptocurrency from Bitcoin, we have TBC now as another cryptocurrency or coin. It is a solution. And what I like within this community is that they have an education section where we can retrieve the past information. If we missed out something, even the videos, and then you can always go back there and do the what do you call this? A replay, okay, or a revision, okay. So this is what I'm saying. I'm in favor. I'm in favor of the Billion Coin arrangement. The system is so superb. Okay, it has a lot. It has the cash flowing system, how to multiply your cash flow, how to generate your cash flow. Okay, so the thing is that now we don't have to divert from those guidelines or arrangement. Okay, and but we have to apply it accordingly the way it is. And then at the end of the day, I'm just trying to find the word for it, but I'll explain that to you. Okay. At the end of the day, we will find a common answer for all what it's actually working in opposite against us. Okay. And we don't have to be scared of questions. If someone asks some questions, we have to give out answers, provided those answers were given to us before. But if it's something that something that is out of our arrangement, we can still go back to the prospective members or leaders and try to discuss it and find out from the view of the admin about that question. Okay, then we must try to give out answers by a referral, not just from our heads, because at the end of the day, it might end up working against us. Okay, so we spoke about the federals and then how they work, the pharmaceuticals, the Coinbase, and also people can make decisions because they have the right to do that. If the feds manage to make a decision with an empty bank account, and then anyone can do that. But the question now is, will that work for everyone, especially in a community of TBC? Earlier on the St. Martin's meeting, we were concerned that, especially after what our brother Dan Lutz has added, that people, not all, but some, they are claiming to have exchanges. And when you follow them and listen to them, they don't have a projected blueprint for us in order to see that really this thing is going to work for everyone. So these are some of the things we need to be cautious about that as well. So we have to ask questions and question everything, because at the end of the day, everyone has to benefit. Remember where we come from 2016. We never dreamed of 100,000 membership by then. We were still far, far less. But after we have reached our first 100,000, then it was the beginning of things. And today we're over 3.3 million, and we will be advancing this number soon, though currently we have more Kringlers than builders. So we must get it done. We're talking about the graphs. You remember those graphs, okay? So we have to prepare ourselves. We have to be ready. So much has been said. From the other side, also, admin has been guiding us on how to go about certain things. Okay. Now, let's come to the top chat and see. Okay, currently we have 2 viewers, and then let me see. Okay, on the top chat, we haven't seen any comments as yet. Okay. Oh, my brother Stephen Caffey, Thanks for joining us from United States. I hope you're good, brother. And I see on viewers, we have another viewer there. I don't know who is or she is, because we can only see a person on the top chat after you have greeted us. But if you're just watching, we will say thanks to those. But if there is a comment, of course, they can join us and share with us, because we have to teach each other and we have to learn from each other. Yeah. Okay. Let's move now to the solution. We mentioned about the federal system or banking system or monetary system, but we do have a solution. Are we ready for what's coming? Yes, I am ready. Okay. And why I'm saying I'm ready, because what Bitcoin did to this day has made a very big difference, and it cannot be regulated. We can see how the price is moving, but still it cannot be manipulated, and it has pioneered the path for all other cryptocurrencies. Now, what you should know is that the more we use cryptocurrency, the more or the better for everyone, because the federals or the banks are not making any money as soon as we use what? The cryptocurrency. So I hope now we're clear on that one, because as soon as we stop cash flowing within the community of TBC, then what? Many will go back to the system and the system will start making money. But as soon as we divert or broaden our focus and say, hey, there is a solution, we need to support that solution, and then the banks will no longer make money. That is the difference between the two. Us, TBC, of course, and others who are using Bitcoin. Because really, to be honest, irrespective of the price, it cannot be regulated. Okay. So, when you follow that system of the federals, I normally use a word. I'll tell you how do I address that. Okay. As soon as we follow that system of the federals, we will be following what? A Trojan horse. Do you remember about the story of the Trojan horse? You will see that this is a gift. It's a Trojan horse. But you won't even consider what's within that Trojan horse, meaning inside of it. Then you'll only realize after you have accepted or taken that gift into your vicinity, right? How are you going to realize after you have put that gift into your vicinity? You'll go to sleep. Then during that period of relaxation, the very same gift, which is a Trojan horse, will begin to do what? To turn against you or start attacking you. And it will be too late. You won't do anything. The story of a Trojan horse, we know what we are talking about, right? It happened where in Troy, okay, many have seen that movie. So this is how I I relate or explain the trap that many people are following, or the trap that many people have already decided to follow. Okay, so we need to be careful about that. Okay. On the gold arrangement, I remember the admin mentioned that we are not backed by gold, but we use gold in order to measure what the value into our coin. I think that is clear. Okay. So lastly, let's go back now to those graphs. You remember it's 4 graphs, and then we have the last one, okay, which is the red and also shortest of them all. That involves a lot, okay. It involves us being what? Broadcasters, because we must see our work through what? Broadcasting. Okay. So if we don't multiply that part, there's going to be a problem, because at the end of the day, we do have referrals. So if one has referrals, 100 plus or less, 20 or 50 referrals from 2017, others, okay, they have more from 2016. But we only see that particular person without his or her referrals doing what? Taking a part in the whole arrangement of broadcasting. Then there's a problem there, because that leader or a stakeholder or trusted member has missed out something. That person did not understand the request of the admin, because the admin does not command, but the admin requests us to implement things. Then I'm still not happy. I'm not going to pretend about it, because I only see the same faces. Yes, I can see the same faces every day, but at the same time, I will be happy to see what they have plowed, meaning they must multiply themselves in another way. You understand what I'm talking about? But if I see same faces, then I know, and I'll be counting weeks, months, days, or hours that what is happening. Now we are on the October, right? Next month is November, and then after November is December. Then same people, where are their referrals? Something is wrong, and we don't have to pretend. We must remove that old thinking of cash out batting, you know. Let there be a cash flow, of course. I'm in favor of that. But what about those people who are doing what? Attending our cash flow trainings. Are they cash flowing? We shared earlier, are they cash flowing? Only few of them are cash flowing. And with some, they're not cash flowing. They're just injecting, and in return, nothing. So we need to correct that as well, because as soon as we proceed equally, then the same students will help us to speed up the process, because when they go out there, they will be giving out a straight testimony that no, we are still students, but at the same time, we are cash flowing, because they'll be on a 50-50%, right? Remember the 24-hour referral program and the 48-hour referral program. The 6, once they've completed the cycle, then they must be encouraged to top up, because in the past, before the migration, many people signed up, but they've never updated their KCBO back office, meaning they haven't paid anything. So those coins were lost coins, okay? But now the admin has changed the system. In order for one to activate or to be active, that person should unlock with their $10 fee, which is good. Now it's working better now. We want to have offense like in the past, okay? Now, when we cash flow, I mean with our students as well, it's going to help us a lot. As long as we understand that what exactly is this that you are involved with. It is what? A private community. They will be coming in, and when they come in, they must be encouraged to top up. $100, yes, for some to reach that, it will be a great move to reach $100 per day or per week, even per week, because many people, especially those who are working, they can't reach $100 or make $100 per day or per week. They must wait for their wages or salary, and as soon as they receive their remuneration, that money is finished, they owe, because they cannot think of anything. Remember, rich dad, poor dad. So those two dead, that's the story we're talking about. Okay, so thanks, Stephen. We must focus on the solution. We mustn't be problem makers, but we must be what? True leaders. True leaders who will direct our communities to the right path. Okay, that's how I understand it. So now, lastly, just to add on that, I've asked many earlier to go and listen to one book, audiobook, or you can read. There is a novel, there is an audio. Monster from Jekyll Island. I don't know how many of our fellows did listen to that audio or read something. If not, I'm still asking you to follow that book or audio. We will still talk about it because I picked up a lot. It's very interesting. Randy once presented the book to us. A very, 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 very nice book. The author of that book, he's a friend to Jeff Derwick, aka Dollar Vigilante. So I always follow up Dollar Vigilante. So during some of his videos, he attached some links, some books, and other materials in order for us to be brought in understanding, especially in the crypto world. So let's stay ready. Let's be focused, and then let us prepare ourselves for what's coming, either good or bad. But bad things took place from way back. We know about that. I mean, in the system of the elites, okay? But let us be ready. Let us prepare ourselves, okay? Let us read with an understanding. Let us share things, okay? We mustn't be a spoiled community, because as soon as we become spoiled, we won't have any direction. Remember, admin never spoiled us. The admin in 2016 mentioned it clearly that there was never a lazy millionaire or a billionaire. Remember that one? And it will never change. It's like that. Whatever benefit or way forward in this community, it has to benefit every member of this community globally, okay, not individuals. So just to add something on that, remember, to those who are promising or bringing in exchangers or some merchants who are promising that they will help this community, we still need a blueprint, and we want to see you live. If it involves money, we want to know, where does that money come from? What is going on? Because we don't want to see our community trapped into things that we cannot answer at the end of the day. So it is not a request, it's an instruction. This is how it's gonna be. And we have to take care of each other. We have to love and respect every community member in the Billion Coin. So that's what our mission statement says. Okay. So to all my fellows, let's check the time now. It's 23:45, 15 minutes to midnight. It's PM South African time. The day, it's still the same date, the 29th day of the 10th month. This is October 2018. For being with you here, it was great. If you love to replay this live stream, you're welcome to do so. And I would say for now, it's good night from South Africa, and thank you. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye.